Hey there, hi, and hello, my guys, gals, and non binary pals. It's Eleanor, and I hope you're having a lovely day today. Here it is, finally, a pretty late 2000 subscriber special. It took a while to figure out everything to get like this sorted, but here we are. We're doing a Q&A part 2 slash giveaway. That was the surprise. The surprise is a giveaway. But stay tuned to the end and I'll tell you all the details about that. But for now, let's crack on to the questions. Be warned, there is no categories to them this time. They're just in a random order. So I will say a surprising amount of you wanted to know about my hydration habits. Okay, I get it. Do you follow the rules you give us, like drinking water and sleeping? Listen, I hydrate a lot. I'm very hydrated, hyper hydrated. I'm super hydrated. They don't get more hydrated than me. Sleeping, a little questionable. I try my best. My sleep schedule isn't great. It has not been great for like maybe ever. I actually had really bad insomnia through my teen years where like I just wouldn't sleep for days at a time and then have huge breakdowns about the fact that I was so tired but I couldn't sleep. So, for me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I caught like a fresh 4 hours, so I'm so well rested. But don't be me. Sleep. Don't get yourself into bad sleep schedules. You will be happier in the long run. I do pretty well with my 5 a day, I think. I think I've got some good nutrients in there. And I'm good at brushing my teeth these days. So there. Look, I never said I wasn't a hypocrite, but the rule still stands, okay? Do it. Or else. But speaking of hydration, the next question is, do you know any ways to make drinking water more habitual instead of forced? This is a very good question. For me, I just tried to integrate having water into activities that I do. For me, obviously, I spend a lot of time recording, so I always make sure that I have water with me so I don't do the thing where I go, oh, maybe I should drink something, but I can't be bothered to go, like, get some water. If you always have water on you, it's a lot easier to just, like, be doing it, especially because I, like, carry around, like, a big water bottle with me, like, pretty much everywhere I go, and, she's heavy, so if I drink more of it, then I don't have to carry it, and it won't be like, well, I mean, I still have to carry it, but it wasn't so heavy to carry. Tricks and tips. There we go. I can speak. How do you get your voices so accurate? Like, does it ever just kill your voice? First of all, that's very sweet and kind. Second of all, it's not true. I try. I don't think they're that accurate, but some of them definitely do kill my voice. Shigaraki is, love him, great for like character work, and I like my voice for him. I feel like it feels like him, but it is like absolute killer on my vocal cords. Like whenever I've got like whenever I read a chapter I know upcoming is like a chapter with a lot of Shigaraki talking, I'm just dreading it because I'm like, oh god, my throat is gonna hurt so bad afterwards, which has made Mastermind fun. It's hard because like some of my favorite Mastermind chapters have a lot of Shigaraki in them, and I'm excited to do them. But I'm like, oh my goodness, my vocal cords, because it's very like easily and back. I don't know. I feel like I have to do a really weird thing with my throat to do Shigaraki. Aizawa's a little bit hard too, mainly just because it's a lot of low, kind of fairly monotone. It just kind of hurts your voice a little bit. If you're doing it for like a prolonged amount of time, which I do because, we've got to get that Dad's Hour content. And I'm not gonna lie, I hate having to do twice. I love him, love seeing him show up, love him as a character. Nightmare to do the voice acting for. Absolute nightmare. What is your favourite way to prepare to sit down and read a good long fanfic? Like, do you have the lights on or off, in a comfy chair at home or in bed, maybe some ambient music playing? I love the want to know about my personal reading vibe. If I'm gonna sit down to do some fanfic reading, my go-to is bed. I like to be in bed, tucked under like a hoard of blankets, and just like cuddled up nice and tight. Usually gonna have some form of stuffed animal that I'm like crawling my whole body around. Um, I'm lights off or way down. My bedroom has like twinkly fairy lights. And sometimes I'll put them on their lowest setting if I'm reading, so I can have a little bit of light in the room. But I like to read in darkness. And I do like some nice ambient music. I have like whole artists that are just like I listen to exclusively when I read. Usually, if an artist that I like who's fairly chill has a new album, I will play that until I know all the songs. Because if I know what the songs are, if I know the words of the songs, then I can't read to it because I'll just spend the whole time singing along. I like some nice instrumental music. I have like a little Google Home, so I just sit that in the corner and it plays some nice music for me. After Mastermind, are you going to do a long series? If you are, then what? Yes, I'm always pretty much doing some long series as well as trying to put out one shots in between them. I mean, I guess at the moment I've got 2 long series out because I've got one for Marvel and one for my hero. So obviously I'll still be continuing to work on Coming Home, and I do have the next couple of long fics lined up. I don't want to spoil what they are though, but watch this space. They're going to be fun. I'm, working on cranking out Mastermind and Coming Home so I can get onto some other ones as well. I like having long ones going, but I also don't want to have multiple long ones going on, at least in the same fandom. I only just about convinced myself to start Coming Home, despite it being like, to be fair, Coming Home isn't that long. It's only like 15 chapters. So, what is your favourite thing about being a podficker? Ooh, that is a very good question. I think for me, the moments that really stick out is any time that I've like made a fic and like the author has listened to it and they really love it. That just, I don't know, it just hits different. Like, I remember one author was just like talking to me about how their fic felt so much more real after hearing someone read it, and that's so cool. Also, just that more podfics exist now because I make them, and I want there to be lots of podfics in the world. I feel there's just not enough, so I'm happy to put more out there. What is your all-time favourite comfort fic that you like to go back and read? Uh, Probably, based on the sheer amount of times that I've listened to the podfic of it, Complicated Creation by Elemental. It's read by the gay divorcee. I love that so much. It brings me such like joy and like comfort. It's nice. I like that it is like this really great Dad's Hour fic, and no one has to be mean to All Might. It is so hard out here, guys. I love Dad's Hour, but so many of them just have to All Might bash to get to Dad's Hour, and it makes me sad. So that just brings me such joy. I also find such great comfort in Yesterday Upon the Stair. Something about it just makes me want to cry every time. If you haven't heard Gemini Wish's podfic of it, you should. It's on YouTube now. Bitches, get on board. It wasn't last time. I was like, go listen to it on SoundCloud. But it's on YouTube now. And now I freaking know Gemini Wishes. How cool is that? Sorry, I'm getting excited. Sorry, the ADHD here. But also Coming Home and Mastermind, which is why I'm podficking them, because they were like my comfort reads. What was your favourite podfic to record? So if I'm going purely based on the experience of recording it, probably either Rules for 1A, because I spent the entire time recording that in stitches. Like, it was so funny and I was having so much fun with it. Or Serendipity, because I spent the whole time crying at how adorable it was, and it touched my heart. Have you ever thought about trying to make official audiobooks? Uh, wow. I don't know. I don't know if I'm good enough for that. I think it would be really fun, and I don't know. Maybe I should add this to my like life dreams and goals. I honestly, I started making podfics for fun, and I never really thought that I would be any good at it. I still struggle to think I'm all that good at it, but I never, I've never thought about it career wise. But I also don't really have a career right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm floating through life, and I, I don't know. I think it would be really fun if that was something that I was given the opportunity to do. I would definitely do it. Um, Especially if I read the book and I liked the book. Obviously, I would do it. But I don't know. I don't think anyone would pay me to read their audiobook for them, to be perfectly honest. But you know what? Let's be optimistic and have dreams. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll get to make an audiobook. How long did you consider making podfics before you actually started to record them? Um, Honestly, I think you guys are gonna think this is a bit mad, but really not much time at all, to be honest. I honestly, I think I'd only discovered podfics as a thing a couple months before I started making my own. I honestly, I think I thought about it for maybe a couple of days and I went, might as well. Uh, I really enjoyed them. I remember sitting down and like, this is so embarrassing. I was sat alone in my bathroom. I'd like just read this fic and I thought it was really cute. Um, it was In Defense He Tried, and I was like, just started reading it aloud, being like, would it sound good if I did this? Could I do this? And I did it, and then I was like, okay, I mean, it didn't sound like the worst thing I've ever done. So I went and started recording it like the next morning. And then I just put it on the internet. Yeah, that's about as much as I thought about it. Listen, I wasn't really thinking about this long term. I was just like, I like podfics. I wish there was a podfic of this. I mean, I've been listening to audiobooks for years, like, and loving them. But I never thought about, like, the people who made audiobooks because I was like, oh, those are fancy actor people and I could never do that. And then I found out about podfics and that just people were making them in their rooms and just chilling. And I thought, okay, well, it doesn't have to be good. It can just be fun and I can just have a good time. And that's what I did. And it kind of just spiraled and here we are. Okay, so what is your favourite fic that you have read as well as your least favourite? I'm assuming you mean like of my recordings of it rather than like what I think of it as a fanfic. Um, in which case, oh, my favourite. My favourite is probably Golden Boy with Feet of Clay. I feel really proud of that one. Like, I worked on it for so long and I was like, yes, I've smashed it. Yeah. Or maybe a waiting list of father figures and a family of classmates. Oh, that title was so long. But that was one where I was pretty proud of my acting. It's one that when I re-listen to it, even though it's my own voice, I still feel really emotional. So I think I did well with that one. My least favourite, that's easy. um, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate Anaphylactic Shock. I love the story, and that's why it was like the first MCU fic that I ever read, because I love it and I have read it so many times and it's great. But I hate my recording of it so much. I've almost deleted it or privatized it like 30 times. Like, oh, every time I remember it exists, I think I should delete that. I did really bad on it. But Here's hoping. I don't know. Maybe should I re-record it and like be proud of it? Because I feel like I could redo it in a way I'm proud of. I feel like that about a lot of the early ones, but I don't know, for some reason. I remember being really proud of Anaphylactic Shock at the time, but now I'm like, geez, I hate this. Why did I do this? Did I really think I could do this? Because it was bad. Do you prefer one shots or long fics? I feel like it depends on like the situation. When it comes to like I found someone else's like podfic, the longer the better, because I spend a lot of time like listening to podfics while I'm doing stuff. Same with audiobooks, while I'm at work, while I'm cleaning the house, while I'm like traveling. I can spend a lot of time with just having something in my ear and sounds running. Whereas sometimes when I see a long fan fiction like on like AO3, I see how long it is, it can kind of get overwhelming to just think about how much how much that is to read. So I tend to gravitate towards one shots because I know that I can just read them in one sitting and have a good time. But I like longer ones because then I get to spend more time in like that story, that world, like that plot line. Whereas obviously with a one shot, you don't really get to spend that much time with them. When it comes to choosing fics to record, I like long ones. I always feel really proud of long ones. I'm excited to do long ones. But it's definitely easier to find short ones and just like little one shots. So I don't know. I think overall I probably prefer longer fics, but have a tendency to read more one shots because it's easier for me to mentally invest in 12 one shots than one 12 chapter fic, even if they're the same length. What is your favourite fandom you've read for? Probably My Hero. Those of you who don't know, My Hero is my special interest. I'm very much obsessed with it. I spend most of my time talking about My Hero. My poor partner has to listen to so much of me talking about My Hero, especially because it's one that obviously they've watched all of My Hero with me. We watch it every week, but they are not that into it. Whereas I'm like so into it, and I'm filling our house with like all white posters and like constantly info dumping lore on them. You think you hear me talk a lot about All Might? Imagine what they're going through. Because just at least once a week, I give an impromptu essay about All Might. What fandoms are you in other than Marvel and My Hero? So, God, I'm in so many fandoms, to be honest. At the moment, I've been re-obsessing myself with Shadowhunters because I love those books very, very deeply. And there's just so much... I don't think you understand how much content there is. There's like 21 books and more on the way. And I spend my whole time thinking about it. It's a great fantasy world. If you have not read the Mortal Instruments / Shadowhunter Chronicles, all of the series that encompass that, check them out. It is a really cool fantasy world. I love fantasy. They're just great. I've spent a lot of time in Marauders fandom and have known so much about Harry Potter my entire life that, questionable times. I'm reevaluating my relationship with Harry Potter, so I'm also really big into the Stranger Things fandom. I love Stranger Things. I've done a couple of Stranger Things fics. I want to do more. Though apparently I'll hate them because nobody watches them. Which is fine, because it's just me listening to them again and again, and I have a great time. I'm into a lot of anime fandoms. I really like Haikyuu, Death Note, Skate, Black Butler, Yuri on Ice. A lot of them. I'm also really into Undertale. I get real deep in that fandom. I really love Deltarune. I've played both games so many times, and I'm really into like the lore and theory videos. God, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but basically I'm in a lot of fandoms. A lot. I mean, I was on like 2014 fandom Tumblr, so you can imagine. God, the Dan and Phil days. I actually, I actually got to go see Dan when he was on tour this year. It was a great time. The fandom's not dead, people. Yeah, they said, I just realised that both the fandoms I know you for are superhero genres. Do you find yourself drawn to hero series? Do you think there's a reason why you are? Ooh. I guess. I really like fantasy. I like powers. I like cool magic systems. And so superheroes for me always offer like a really big variety of cool powers for me to get into. Me and my best friend love like debating power. Oh my goodness, sorry. This is gonna be like the most Zuko-esque shit you've ever heard. But me and my best friend used to have like literally hours long phone calls like every night after like school where we would just talk about various different powers of characters in like My Hero and Marvel, and like how we would use those powers and how we would like develop them and make them better. Like we would do this thing where we'd give each other a challenge and we'd come up with like the most useless like weird like power that you could have, and we'd have to kind of like figure out how we would make that more powerful and use it to be able to like fight or improve our daily life or all of that stuff. That is the nerdiest shit I've ever heard, but that was our favorite pastime. So yes, I definitely am drawn to them. um I don't know why. I think I like escapism. I like the fantastical. I like things that are beyond this world and beyond this life. I mean, I still do really like contemporary. I mean, one of like my comfort book series, and I love the fandom for, is like All for the Game, which is like gay sports anime vibes. But there's just something about like magical worlds that have always drawn me in. Do you like musicals? Do you have any recommendations? I don't think you understand how much of a musical fiend I am. I love musicals. As for recommendations, so many. I mean, everyone knows about Hamilton. I'm probably not going to break it to anybody, but I do love Hamilton. I'm a big fan of Be More Chill. It's one of my favourite musicals. Um, really, really fun. Heathers, I really like. I've recently been kind of like delving into the last 5 years, which I think is a really fun one. Ride the Cyclone, obviously iconic. Uh, not that it's new to anyone, but Wicked is like probably one of the closest to my heart and has been since like I was a kid. Dear Evan Hansen's a good one. I don't know if people really count it, but I still do very much love Harry Potter musical and also the sequel. I think they're really great and they're really well written and they're really funny, and I love the songs. So yes, I do really like musicals. If you want to talk to me about musicals, feel free anytime. I will talk to you about musicals for hours. Okay, so we have, what is your setup like? My setup hasn't really changed, to be honest. It's pretty much exactly the same. I'll probably try and put a picture on screen again. Um, Honestly, the only thing that's changed is that I have a different mic now, as well, this is a mic that has headphone feedback, so now I wear headphones when I record, which is very helpful to like listen to myself. But yeah, I just have a mic attached to a boom arm. I have like my tablet with whatever it is I'm recording, like whatever fic it is, ready loaded up, and my phone is up in a stand to easily access it to be recording or not recording. Pretty chill setup, pretty easily accessible. I do record like right next to my wardrobe, like not in front of it, but like right next to it, and maybe it's a good thing that my desk is generally really cluttered, so it does muffle a lot of sound. I think my sound is alright. This is like a very full room, so It's very full of soft furnishings. Like, my desk is between my wardrobe and my bookshelf full of stuffies. So, I think the sound's probably okay. I wish I could have, like, the opportunity to record in, like, a proper studio once. That would be really fun. I've recorded in studios before, back in the day when I used to sing. I used to be a music student, and our school had a recording studio, because I went to one of those, like, stage schools? Is that what they call them? I don't know. One of those schools where, like, everyone there, they're, like, prepping you to be famous. And so, things like your maths and English curriculum are absolute shit. But they did have a TV studio and a radio studio and a recording studio and some serious tech, which, was good for me in learning about being in a studio and, like, being a better singer. Less good for my mental health, because everyone there was cutthroat and I got ruthlessly bullied, so I did not have a good time. So we have, what do you think changed most between doing podfics in the beginning and now? Did anything change for you? In a way, a lot changed. In a way, not. My process has changed a lot from when I started. When I started, I was just, like, sitting on the floor in front of my phone, just playing about. Now, obviously, I got a mic, went and learnt so much more about editing and how to put stuff together. Obviously, I talk a lot slower now. And I definitely feel like I'm a lot more confident in what I do now. I wouldn't say that I'm like, Miss, I'm so amazing, because I do still spend a lot of time feeling really insecure about what I do. But for the actual process now, I spend a lot less time second guessing whether or not something sounds good. The process is a lot quicker now, whereas before I feel like my, like, longer fix, like anything that was over like 30 minutes would literally take me like a month to record. But now I will sit and do that in like 2 days. So I guess I must be getting better somehow. Which, I'm proud of. I'm definitely a lot more proud of the things that I do now. And obviously people actually talk to me now. People watch them and they request things and make me feel a lot better about what I do. It is really nice to have y'all as, like, I don't know, like a little cheering squad. It feels great. It is weird to have moments of, like, I guess when I'm, like, recording, it is quite an isolating process. Like, it is just me alone in my bedroom and recording and editing and uploading. And sometimes I will talk to my partner about it, but generally I try to record when they're not even in the house. You don't really spend your time doing that thinking about how other people react to it. And it's kind of weird now being in a position where I'm starting to become more aware of the fact that people listen to this and know who I am and, like, talk to me. Like, it is still very much like, I feel like we're just all like a group of friends, and it's like I'm just sending this to my friends. But it is weird to have the experience of people telling me that they started doing what they're doing because they like what I was doing, which is weird. It's weird to be perceived, But, like, also so, like, crazily amazing to think that me making podfics because I wanted more podfics to exist might mean that more podfics exist by other people that I get to listen to that aren't my own voice. It is great. The amount of you that have started making podfics is incredible. I will not take credit for that. I'm sure you have plenty of reasons why you did that, but it makes me happy to think there's more in the world right now. It is weird, but like a good weird. Life has changed a lot. I like actually have podfic friends now who like we all do this thing, and it's a thing that we have in common that like no one really in my like, I don't know, IRL life even really knows what a podfic is or has ever listened to one. So it's nice to like talk to you guys and to my dear podficking friends about it. My dear rat overlord, like genuinely, Ali, you're one of like my best friends in the world, and it is crazy to think that the only reason we ever met was because we both jumped into the same niche hobby. And yeah, I have a lot more friends now, which is nice. I was feeling really lonely when I started making podfics. I don't have that many IRL friends, and having all you guys to talk to all the time is really nice. Okay, I'm not gonna let myself get all gushy and emotional about like how much I love this and you guys and having a community. So, last question. I kind of puzzled a couple in together of people generally asking for some advice for people who are wanting to or are new to making podfics. One, wild that anyone thinks I can give good advice, but I will try my best. I guess the thing that I'd want to tell me, not even a year ago, is to be confident in what you're doing. Hype yourself up and don't worry so much about it being perfect. Your first few fics are probably going to be a struggle. It's a big learning curve in figuring this stuff out. I would say to focus more on the emotions of what you are saying than getting perfectly like film or show accurate voices or having the perfect high quality setup. It is your feeling and depth that you bring that will really make characters come to life. And have fun. Choose fics that you really, really care about, because the more you care about it and the more it makes you feel things, the easier it is for that to come out in your own reading. As for, I don't know, I guess practical tips, drink lots of water. Green apples help a lot with how crisp your voice sounds. Take a deep breath and read slowly. If you think you're reading slowly, you're probably not. Recording in a space that has a lot of like soft furnishings in them, things with lots of clothes, blankets, stuffed animals, is going to give you a less echoey sound. And one piece of advice that I think is quite essential in myself and what I do is, if you're struggling, you're having a session and you're recording and you feel like you're messing up again and again and again and you're really struggling with it, just go take a break. Put it down. Don't record. Go do something for at least an hour. Go have a shower. Go eat lunch. Go watch an episode of your favourite show. Come back when you're feeling more centred. And I promise you will find the recording goes 100 times easier. And just go easy on yourself. Don't pressure yourself too much. You don't need to upload 5 times a week or even every week. You can upload whenever you want, just as long as you feel happy and comfortable and proud of what you're doing. That is infinitely more important than having like a strict upload schedule. I still don't have an upload schedule. I will probably never have an upload schedule. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, that was the end of the questions. Thank you everyone who submitted questions, who cares to know more things about me. So, let's get on to this giveaway then. So, I know, I've talked about it a bit in this video, but generally a lot of you have mentioned in comments or like on Discord that you are interested in or already do make podfics yourself. And, as whole reason this channel exists is because I wanted there to be more podfics in the world. So I will be giving one of you a microphone. The very same one that was my first one. It's like the Five Fine Ampler game. I will let you choose the colour. You can have it in black, in white, or in pink like I did, as well as a USB to whatever adapter for you to be able to use it on a phone like I do. Fun times! It may also include some other treats and fun things in the box. So, as for the rules for this giveaway, it will be open internationally. You do need to be either over 18, or if you're under 18, you do have to have your parents' permission, because I will obviously need your address to send you this. You must also be subscribed to my channel. You must like the video and leave a comment down below telling me what you would do with this mic. Why do you want it? Just let me know. You don't have to make podfics with it. You can do whatever you want with it. Maybe you make music, or you want to be a streamer, or you want to make any other numerous types of videos. Let me know what you would want to do with it. And be sure to leave a nice little pink cherry blossom emoji somewhere in your comment. You also, in your comment, must include some way for me to privately be able to DM you, whether that be on Instagram or Twitter or Discord or TikTok, whatever it is. Leave your handle and whatever it is that is attached to. I am going to leave the giveaway open for 3 weeks. I'm going to go with 3. So I'm going to close entries on the 25th of March. So make sure to get it in by then. I will announce it in a video. So beware of the comments. If someone is up in the comments, I know that YouTube has like a lot of like giveaway bugs. Do not trust anything in the comments. I will announce it and I will privately message you. Please do not give anyone your address or your phone number or anything. Okay, be safe. Wasn't that a fun video? Hopefully one of you guys will have a great time with the mic that you win. But until I see you again, be sure to practice some self-care. We've talked about it. You better get your hydration on. You better be going to bed on time, because you need more sleep than I do. Well, I don't know if you need more sleep than I do, but you should definitely get more sleep than I do. Make sure to be getting all of your nice vitamins and nutrients. 5 a day, people. 5. And also brush your teeth. And don't forget to love yourself, okay? Because you deserve it. And you are worth fighting for. And I will fight for you, even if it is you I must fight, because this is a threat. I will catch you guys. Laters.